What up, YouTube? I thought I'd stop by today and give you guys a little update on my dreads. I started them back in October when we first moved to Colorado, and it is now May, so I've had them for quite a few months now. I started out with the regular old rip and twist, where you just kind of twist it and then pull it so that it stays. And it doesn't stay very well. So half of my head, the front half, kind of stayed a little bit, and the back of my head ended up growing all together. So I've done kind of a mixture of doing it by myself. I've done it all by myself, but I've done it a mixture of the twist and rip and just all natural, letting it grow out. I wanted something that I could really just kind of leave and just mess with when I really wanted to, and this is what happened. Okay, so I started out with really tiny braids, really tiny rip and twists like this big, and now I'm letting them grow together into one dread. Because I was unsure of what size dreads I wanted. I didn't want to have really big dreads and really small dreads. I just kind of wanted to figure out what I wanted. So in the front, I've got a little bit smaller dreads. I'm letting some of them grow together because they're so thin that I won't be able to put any beads or anything in them. So like this was 2. This was actually 3. Here we go. That was 2. And it's starting to grow together, and I'm just letting it, but every day I just kind of pull my hair over and try to keep ones from sticking that I don't want. So I'll give you a good spin, good dread spin. In the back, I don't know if you can see it. Okay, this one is one big massive dread. This was part of a Congo. Some people say to cut them apart. Some people say don't ever cut them apart. I normally just pull them apart in the shower when I do wash them. I only still wash my dreads once every 2 to 3 weeks. And that's if I'm not stinky. You know, if I'm stinky, I don't have a problem washing my dreads once a week, every day if I need to. For me, I game a lot, so I've found that I can just pull my hair up while they're still growing and dreading and becoming more mature. But when I do wash them, I pull them apart, and I'll show you what I mean. You can see it very well. This is all kind of dreaded together back here. It's one big, and you can see where these two used to be together. And I just kind of slowly pulled it apart. Every now and again there's one spot where you can't pull apart, and that's where I normally just clip just a little bit just to get it apart, and then I try to pull it apart the rest of the way. So that's how I do most of my stuff. I do it all natural. As you can see, this one is starting to pull into 2 different ones because I felt like this was a little thicker than I wanted. I've got my one really big, awesome, huge dread right here, and you can see the little hairs where I've had to kind of sticking up there, where I've had to cut them, and they'll just reform into these other dreads. That's what happens when you do the natural. You end up with a lot more of the little, because what happens is when you're a little more on top of it and you use like a hook or a dread tool, you can pull all that in, and really every day I just kind of try to work it into the dread and maybe twist it. And I normally do that while I'm driving or I'm waiting. I don't do it every day. There are people who palm roll all the time, and I just don't think that you need to do all that. I wanted to be a mixture of the people who just let it go all the way and the people who are on top of it all the time. And this is where I'm at so far. Try to get some good videos. If you have any questions, you can email me or leave them in the comments. I'll get back to you. I'll do another video about the products that I use. I don't use very many. I use one very nice little shampooer, and it's really just essential oils, and I put a little castor oil in it when my because I live where it's really dry, so I need a little of the extra oils in it for my scalp. But I like that they don't put the oils in it because you can decide what you want. I use one with tea tree oil in it so that it also helps keep it fresh and minty, and yeah, so thanks for watching, guys.